Dresden also has its own airport, 5 kilometres east of the city. The upside of Dresden Airport is the frequent and convenient S-Bahn connections with the city. The downside is that there are far fewer originating airports to choose from. In the UK, Vueling fly there from Gatwick, Lufthansa and BA from Heathrow and Manchester, and CityJet fly from London City. Another arrival point you could consider is Prague. This airport has a great range of flights, including low-cost carriers, but the transfer to the centre is by bus or bus and metro, not easy with luggage. But you might wish to use Prague Airport if you're on a 2-centre holiday. After all, Prague has a lot going for it. Or if you want to experience the train journey up the Laber Elbe Gorge, which is a really lovely run that takes 2 hours 20 minutes. Dresden has a good and still developing S-Bahn network. The X-shaped network has a core section between Neustadt and the Hauptbahnhof. Dresden city is divided into uneven halves by the Elbe. The major transport node north of the river is Dresden-Neustadt. Almost all trains stop at Neustadt station, perhaps best known for the city fresco to be found in the rather baroque passenger hall. It was heavily damaged during World War II, but not totally beyond repair. However, because the foundations were weakened, the roof was replaced not with glass, but with a lighter weight Teflon-coated fabric. The new arrangement was the brainchild of the Foster architectural practice in the UK. Downstairs there are now shops and some useful facilities, such as the Tourist Information Office. If you arrive on a long-distance train, Intercity, ICE or Eurocity, you will arrive at the upper level. Eurocity trains are operated by the usual suspects, DB, OBB, MÁV, the Hungarians, but most commonly CD, who operate a 2-hourly shuttle to Prague, with some trains starting from Berlin. The combined Eurocity service south is roughly hourly. For getting around the city, the best option is undoubtedly the tram. The Hauptbahnhof tram stops are in 2 groups. The Hauptbahnhof Nord group is alongside the station by the Lidl supermarket. And the Hauptbahnhof Central group is on the tramway beneath the through platforms. From this latter stop, trams 8, 9 or 11 will take you efficiently and quickly to Postplatz, which is one of the main nodes on the system. And incidentally, where DVB, the Municipal Tram Operating Company, have their sales and information office. If you want to buy a Dresden card, buy it here. Next door is the Semperoper, the opera house of the Saxon State Opera and the concert hall of the Saxon State Orchestra. The opera house was originally built by the architect Gottfried Semper, after whom it was named, in 1841. Day 2 of our tour, and we're going to head out of town. A paddleboat trip to the porcelain town of Meissen. The boats depart from the quays along the terrassen between the Augustusbrücke and the Carola-Brücke. The best tram stop for the quays is Theaterplatz, though Postplatz is only 200 metres further away. There are half a dozen destinations to choose from, with different calling points up the river to Meissen or downriver to Bad Schandau. Sächsische Dampfschifffahrt, also known as the Saxon Steamship Company, has been cruising the Elbe since 1836. It's the oldest continuously operating fleet of paddle-wheel steamers in Europe. 7 of its 9 vintage steamboats were built in the 19th century and all have been beautifully restored. All the ships have oscillating engines except the 2 most modern paddlers, Dresden and Leipzig, which have 2-cylinder compound diagonal motors. The run to Meissen, 25 kilometres one way, takes 2 hours. The first sailing of the day departing at 09:45. There is a second sailing at 16:30, though this is one way only. The early morning sailing gives just 2 hours in Meissen, which might not be enough, but you can return by train instead, and that we will show you later. Primarily a tourist attraction, the Radebeul-Radeburg Railway maintains a year-round timetable and runs between Radebeul Station on the main DB line between Dresden and Meissen and the small towns of Moritzburg and Radeburg. The Dresden Park Railway is a 15-inch gauge miniature railway. The line opened in 1950 and is much younger than the Garden Railways in the UK. The Park Railway was previously called the Pioneer-Eisenbahn or Pioneer Railway, constructed to the same model as pioneer railways found in other Eastern European countries such as Hungary. As these names suggest, the line is largely operated by children. Indeed, its opposite number in Budapest is called the Children's Railway. The German word Schwebebahn means suspension railway, and Germany has 2 famous examples of the overhead monorail concept. The Schwebebahn in Wuppertal, which runs some 13 kilometres through the streets of the industrial city in North Rhine-Westphalia, and this smaller but even older predecessor, the Schwebebahn Dresden. The Dresden Overhead Railway opened for business in 1901 and is the oldest suspension railway in the world. The next stop after 8 kilometres is Bernstorff Station. The Interessenverband Zittau-Schmalspurbahn is based here. Apart from the trains themselves, the Society's aim is to preserve the appearance of the historic station building. From Bernstorff, you can choose between going to either Oybin or Jonsdorf, both spa towns. In July 1906, the private ZOJE was incorporated into the Königlich Sächsische Staatseisenbahn. There followed a period of traffic growth, so new equipment was required to handle more and longer trains. In 1909, the company purchased some more powerful Saxon Type 4Ks. Some of these were still running in the 1960s. A popular destination in Leipzig is the Messe that lies to the north of the city. This is reached by tram route 16 or by using the S-Bahn. We chose the tram as we enjoyed trundling through the city streets. Incidentally, one of the justifications for the expensive city tunnel line was that the reductions in automotive traffic that would follow its opening would allow the trams to cross the city at a higher average speed without resorting to too much tram priority signalling, which German motorists hate. The heavy rail network gets near but not quite to the Messe. So while the S-Bahn is of course much faster, you have to change to the tram eventually anyway. Not that that is too onerous, as the interchange is well thought out and the trams to the Messe halls frequent. Thank you for travelling with Ticket to Ride in Dresden, Meissen and Leipzig. We hope you've enjoyed the journey. Look out for other rail travel guides in the series. In TTR196, we visit Alicante and the Costa Blanca to explore the sights of this magnificent coastline using Renfe and the spectacular coastal tramway. Later in the year, there will also be a chance to explore Saxon Switzerland, a journey by boat and train along the most picturesque section of the Elbe between Dresden and Bad Schandau. All the sights, including Bastei and Königstein, plus some special attractions for rail enthusiasts. Do join us. Until then, it's bye for now.